Hey guys, it's Rua. What's up? I hope you're good. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my office. I film in a lot of places in the apartment. My husband's behind me. But I don't think I've ever filmed a full video in the office. I film like pieces of my monthly stuff in the office, but never like a full video. So why not? This video is what I read in December of 2023. Welcome to 2024. So, first thing is I read the last 2.5 books of this series right here. This is the Air Awakened series by Elise Kova. I love Elise Kova's writing so much. This is a YA. I started reading her writing with her Married to Magic series, which I don't have the Siren Duke one yet, but it is something I want to read. And I saw her Air Awakened series and I thought this looks like something I would enjoy. Now, when I bought this big book, I thought I was getting a box set of the whole series and not 1,100 something page book, but I really liked it. I do not remember the ratings, so I'll put them like over here. But I read the last 2.5 books, which are second half of Earth's End, Water's Wrath, and Crystal Ground. Now, Water's Wrath made me cry, and I didn't read for a couple of days because I didn't want to acknowledge what happened. In book series, I always end up attached to certain characters. In this one, there was 3 that I loved, and that if anything happened to them, I would kill someone. Well, one of them fucking went and died on me. At least I have some people on TikTok understanding the pain. You know, like I went through the tag and I was like, what do we do about this? And even Elise Kova knows she hurts us. She hurt us with that. Because on her TikTok, she's literally like, yeah, y'all shouldn't trust me about that. Anyways, this series, what is it about? So it is about Vala, who, like, this is a chosen one trope. So one night, one of the princes come back from war, hurt, and they ask all of the library apprentices to go and do some research in the middle of the night to see how they can nurse the prince back to health. Now, when Vala does some research, the prince notices that her, the notes that she is taking, I don't remember exactly how it's called, but it's basically like little pieces of her magic that she put in those notes. And a little bit later on, you know, since it's a chosen one trope, we learn that she is the last Airwalker / the first Airwalker in 150 years. Now it's elemental magic, so Airwalkers are air elementals. Then we also have, you know, water, earth, and fire, different abilities with different powers. And then we embark on this big fucking journey. In here we have a love story included in it between Vala and one of the princes. We have war, a lot of it. Something that I like to compare this series to is the Red Queen series because of the badass female MC. Well, all the badass ladies in there, the love of the royal family, the 2 princes in there, the magical part of it. It reminds me of Red Queen, but I think I liked this one better than Red Queen. Next up, I started rereading my 5-star reads of 2023 videos that month. So I reread Stuck With You, which is one of the novellas in the Ali Hazelwood Love to Love You book collection thing. So in Stuck With You, we have the story between Sadie and Eric, who are stuck in an elevator together for a couple of hours. In this, we get to see 2 timelines because they have a little past together. They lived a perfect 24 hours together with the date and the sex that was amazing, and just everything was great. And then Sadie ended up ghosting Eric for him, what seems out of nowhere. So in this novella, we go back and forth between what happened 3 weeks ago and now being stuck in the elevator. I gave it a 5-star again. I love Ailey Hazelwood so much. Her humor is everything, and her characters are amazing to me. I know a lot of people are like, it's women in STEM with big guys. And yes, but she's also one of my favorite authors. So next book is one I gave a 5-star to. I read it in one day, and it's 400 and something pages. It is Madam by Sarah Kate. Why are you laughing?
Because it's smut.
Yeah, it's smut. So it's Madam by Sarah Kate in the Stylishest Players Club series. So in that series, we have Praise, we have Eyes on Me, we have Give Me More, we have Highest Bidder, and which one is the other one? Oh, Mercy. And last is Madam. It is the last in this series, and I honestly think there's going to be a series about their kids, because of the epilogue in this is about her child, and like all of the people in the rest of the series end up having kids. Anyways, so this story is about Eden, who is also known as Madame Kink. She works at the Stylishest Players Club as a dominatrix. About 6 months earlier, she met one of her submissives and they end up falling for each other. But with having a child and that this is actually her work, she didn't want to get in the relationship, so she pushed him away. Present day, his girlfriend learns that he was seeing a dom and wants to learn from her. We end up having a poly relationship between Eden, who is Madame Kink, between Clay, who is the submissive, and Jade, who is his new girlfriend. Now, Eden teaches Jade how to be a dom, while, Clay's in the room because she's teaching Jade, and they all start falling for each other. And at this point, Clay and Jade are the only two who also know her secret, beside her best friend, which is that she has a child, which is also one of the big reasons she didn't want to bring anyone from the club/lifestyle into her life. And it's just very sweet, as well as very hot. It's smut. What do you want me to say? It's smut. It's filled. I loved this series so much, and I wished that there's more in the series, which there's not. But as I said earlier, hopefully there's a second series about the characters in this book's kids. Next, I read a novella, which is If You Give a Grump a Holiday Wishlist by Anne Anderson. I read this in like an hour and a half while I was taking a bath on Christmas Eve. It was fucking amazing. It is a smutty novella. What is new about me? Smut. Anyways, so this story is about Presley and Jack. Jack is Presley's boss, as she is his assistant, and over Christmas break, he needs to close a deal, and he's like, you cannot go back home. Like, we need to work on this deal. But she's like, you know what? I'm going home. I don't give a fuck. So he kind of invites himself into her and her family's holiday vacation. Well, there are 3 rules that are set in place for this. First, her family cannot know he's her boss because they already know the bad reputation that her boss has because she talks shit about him to her family. 2, she will be getting a raise out of that. And 3, he will help her complete her holiday wish list. Now, she does a holiday wish list yearly. She's done that since she was a kid. And it has things like go ice skating with the family, decorate a Christmas tree. And also, you know, kiss someone under the mistletoe. Now, when they get to her home, her mom was like, oh, cool, he's your boyfriend. So the two of you will be sleeping in your childhood bedroom. Of course, it's a one-bed trope. What else do we want? Well, the fake dating, the small town, the one bed, the workplace, holiday romance. Like, we get everything in this. It was fucking amazing. Next book that I read, I was also already reading this book when I ended up reading Madam and If You Give a Grumpy Holiday Wish List. Because it took me a little while to get through this book. Not gonna lie, but here it is. This is Dee's Violent Delight by Mika Nemirever. In one of my Instagram stories, I literally booked a picture of this book, tagged the author, and says this is a 1970s college be gay do crime. And the author liked my story. So I'm pretty sure that's a good way to describe it. Like, if the author liked it, it means, like, I must be doing something right. So this book is about Paul and Julian, who are college students, and they see each other as their intellectual equals. The only people who are as smart as one is the other. Not true, but it's dark academia. Let them believe whatever the fuck they want, you know? And they start a friendship, and it becomes, you know, more of a relationship. By the 70s, no one can know they're gay. We do have some homophobia that comes out in this with Paul's family, when they're like, you're not with him, right? Like, he's just a friend. We're getting nervous because you're spending a lot of time with him, with your friend, and you don't have an interest in girls. And, like, there's a lot of homophobia, but it's the 70s, and it's the concept. I get it. And they fall in this relationship that is very intense, and not only in the good ways. It goes more and more violent, both against each other and against the outside world. And, like, I like this last paragraph of the back of the book. It says, as their friendship spirals into an all-consuming intimacy, they each learn the length to which the other will go to stay together, an obsession that hurtles them towards an act of irrevocable violence. Julian is more of a, like, rich kid. Paul is more of a middle-class family with a dead dad. We do go with a lot of grief in this. They're from different worlds, but when they're together and those worlds collide, it gets really intense really fast. I read this book for Book Clio's Top 10 Books of 2022. Yes, we're starting 2024. I'm not done with this reading vlog, but look, I only have 2 books left in the reading vlog. So next book I read was Skin of a Sinner by Vina St. Graves. Now, I was seeing this all over my TikTok. I was really hyped for it, and it kind of disappointed me. I for sure thought this was going to be a 4 to 5 stars. It was a 3.5. That was the best I could give it. So Skin of a Sinner is about Roman Riviera and Bella. Does she have a last name? We do not fucking know. Her first name is Isabella. He calls her Bella. That's all we fucking know. Both of them grew up in the system with foster families and became quite close in elementary school when they realized they were both in that situation. Now, Roman would do anything to protect Isabella, but 3 years ago, he completely disappeared from her life. Well, present day, he is back and killing her whole foster family in the middle of the night, to basically save her from her abusive family. And then he kidnaps her, even though she doesn't really try to run on it. She's just like, cool road trip, I guess. Like, at this point, she's like, you left me for 3 years. I don't want to go with you, but also, sure. And then there's a love story and they fuck. I'm sorry. This thing looks like it has everything to be a nice dark romance, right? But Roman is as unhinged as Diesel in Den of Vipers. except he doesn't torture. Like, Diesel's whole thing is torture, but his is just killing in general. But he doesn't have anyone else to tone him down. For example, Diesel has 3 other dudes. But no, he's just unhinged. And, you know, I sometimes like unhinged dark romance man, but I'm gonna give you an example. At some point, he's cleaning himself up after having killed 2 guys, right? Just a Tuesday morning. And he is singing Another One Bites the Dust while doing it.
Oh, this one.
This one. They have to run away from where they're hiding, and he's like, yay, road trip, when they get in the car. She's scared for her life. He's like, road trip, let's go. And he just gets worse and worse throughout the whole book. It was okay. For a dark romance, didn't really like it. Honestly, Haunting Adeline, loved it so much more. You know, the Ritual, Sinner, and what's the name of the other one? Sacrifice, love them so much more. Den of Vipers, one of my favorite books. This, it let me down. Especially with how much I saw it on TikTok. It let me down. It was not it. I read it. I had an okay time reading it, but it was missing something. Let's just put it that way. Last but not least, I started my 3rd read of The Honeymooners by Christine Lauren. Again, for the 5-star of 2023 reread video. I ended up not giving it a 5-star this time. It was my 3rd time reading it, and the first 2 times I gave it a 5-star. This 3rd time, 4.5. My rating kind of changed in 2023. That's why I wanted to reread my 5-star to see like how my rating evolved. So this book is about Olive and Ethan, who end up going on their siblings' honeymoon. So Ethan's older brother Dane and Olive's twin sister Amy just got married, and something went wrong with the seafood buffet, and everyone ended up sick. Except Olive, who has a seafood allergy, so she didn't eat at the buffet, and Ethan, who doesn't like buffets in general because of germs. So they win this honeymoon. This is a little bit of a enemies to lovers, and they have to pretend being newlyweds, and they spend these 10 days in Hawaii together. Now, since it's a honeymoon, you know, it's only 1 bed. Of course, only 1 room. And something I like about this book is there's a lot more depth than just, oh, enemies to lovers, they fall in love, bye-bye. Like, they do, like, have a lot of family issues, which we end up learning. Like, Dane is not the best person. He's a bitch. He's a frat bro in the body of a, like, 30-year-old. Kind of a bitch, kind of a dumbass. I do not like Dane, and you will not like him if you read this. Let's just put it that way. And then there's also some work problems because Olive just lost her job like a month and a half prior. And yeah. Also, I gave this book to my mom at Christmas 2022. And she read it not too long ago. And she also loved it. So if we both really love this book, you know, you probably will too if you like rom-coms. So these are all the books I read in December. I ended up reading 6 books and 2 novellas. It wasn't pretty alright reading month because I did have some amazing books and then some not so amazing. Skin of a Sinner, what the fuck. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!